everyone, this is Angie at Stampin' with Amore. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications each time I upload a new video. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I post on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Everything you see today can be ordered on my blog at StampingWithAmore.com. All right, everyone, this is a trifold card today I am sharing. It is just a fall card, or it could be for Thanksgiving. I just did it as a hello because I'm sending it to a friend that I haven't seen in a while. So it just opens like this, and it said, "You are such a blessing." So this is the card that I'm sharing today. I love this pumpkin. It's just so cute. And so I am going to tell you what I used for this. So I am using the Hello Harvest bundle. So it is the Hello Harvest stamp set and the rustic pumpkin dies. So these are the two that come together as a bundle. If you are new to Stampin' Up, you save 10% when you get the dies and the stamp set. I'm also using our stitched rectangles and our stylish shapes. So I already cut these out. I cut out a basic white for this one where we're going to stamp our pumpkin. This is going to be for the sentiment is what I used for this. I'm going to tell you the sizes because in case you don't have these exact one. This is 1 1/8 by 2 1/2. That's this one for the sentiment. This stitched square is a 2 3/4 inch stitch square. This one here is going to be for the front, and this is the stitch rectangle it came from. Both of these come from, this one and this one come from the stitch rectangles. This one is from the stylish shapes. And this one is 3 inches by 4 1/2. So that is all that I'm using, and then I'm using all of these up here for what we're going to stamp and what is going to go on the front of this card. All right, so let's get started with this. I am going to go ahead and stamp everything first. You know how I love to get everything ready, and then we are going to go ahead and finish up the card. So for this one, I'm doing Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, Cajun Craze, and Early Espresso. Whenever I use these fall colors, I really like to use Early Espresso instead of Basic Black for the stamping. All right, so we're going to use Memento Black because we are coloring with our blends. And we are going to stamp our pumpkin. And actually, I'm not stamping the pumpkin on this because I did end up popping it up. The first one I did, I went ahead and stamped it right on here. But I'm going to go ahead and stamp it on a separate piece of basic white. I'll keep that out for our sentiment. Okay, so I'm just going to use a piece of scrap because that's all we need. We're going to cut this out with our dies. If you have the scan and cut, you can also use that to cut out your pumpkin. And then I am going to go ahead and I'll stamp the sentiment while we're stamping here. I'm going to use Early Espresso for that. And I'm just going to stamp the hello. I love this hello in this one. I love the way that it stamps. So we're going to stamp that on this piece. Just like that. And I'm going to set that aside, and we are going to color this pumpkin. I love coloring pumpkins. They're so fun to color. And we are going to be using Light and Dark Pumpkin Pie. I'm using a little bit of, this is Cajun Craze. All right, so that's the Light and Dark. I'm using Light and Dark Daffodil Delight and Dark Crumb Cake, and I'm also going to use a little bit of the lifter. This is the color lifter. I'm not sure I'll need it, but we'll see. So I'm starting off in the middle with some of the light Daffodil Delight, and I just like to go across the center of that. It gives it a really nice look. And I am going to go ahead, I'm going to use a little bit of the dark as well. Hopefully I can use, this side's not too good, so I'm not going to use that part. I'm going to just use our little bullet side. And I just kind of like to go around. And you're going to see I'm going to cover a lot of this, but it just does add to the pumpkin when you color it. So I'm going to use first the light pumpkin pie. And hopefully I can use this, yeah. I love using this side more, but I've really messed up some because I've had them so long. It's really hard to keep them nice. All right, now I'm going to go over this whole section, and I'm going to come back again with some of the yellow, but you'll see I want it lighter in the center. All right, then I'm going to use some of this Cajun craze. This is the dark, this is the light. I'm just going to go around the top here. You can even use like a brown shade up here, like maybe a dark crumb cake, or maybe the bronze even would work. I am going outside the line. I'm trying to hurry a little bit here. All right, I'm going to use now some of the dark pumpkin pie. And I'm gradually going to darken this, but I'm still keeping some of that in the center. I'm going to go back over it with the Daffodil Delight here in the center. And then I'm going to use the light pumpkin pie again. I like to just keep adding it until I have it exactly how I like to. But I like that shading in the center. And I think that's all I'm going to do for that, except for we're going to use the crumb cake on the top here. I thought I had my dark crumb cake out, but I don't see it. I need to grab that real quick. No, that is the dark. I'm going to use the bronze because I just want a little bit of darker here. All right, and that's all I'm doing to it. I just like to have that like shading in the center and just keep working with it till you get it how you like it. All right, so I need to run this, but I need to stamp my little flowers first. And we're going to use, again, Memento Black, because we are coloring these as well. You do need 3 of them. And so we're going to go ahead and stamp these. They're like little sunflowers. And I'm just going to color one to show you how they were colored, because I already did color a bunch of these. And so I'm going to just use the Daffodil Delight, and you want to use the smaller end on here. So I'm just going to color one. I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight here. And then I'm going to use the light pumpkin pie in the center. And then I'm going to take the dark pumpkin pie, and we're going to color just where these little like shaded area is around here. And then I'm just going to dot in the middle just a little bit. And I'm going to show you that up close here. So can you see that? Oh, focus. Okay, there you go. All right, so that's what I did, and I already cut those out. So I have the 3 here ready to go. I actually cut out 6 because I'm making another one of these. All right, we're going to cut out the pumpkin now, and we are going to cut out the little curlies, and those are going to be with soft suede. So we're cutting all these little curlies. I love these little curly things. And I'm not going to cut out the leaf and stamp that one. And this one is for the sunflower. because I'm going to just stamp that on the inside of the card instead of stamping it and cutting it out. So we're going to line this up here. And I'm going to go ahead and run these all through the cut and emboss, and I'll be right back with it. Okay, so we have the pumpkin here, and then I have 3 of these little curlies. Aren't they cute? I love these little curlies for the pumpkin. I don't even know what they're called. I'm sure they have a name. All right, so those are all ready to go. I'm going to get my pumpkin ready here. I'm going to use some mini dimensionals, and we are going to stick the flowers on first. So I'm just going to layer them on here. I'm popping them up just to give them some dimension. And then we're going to put our little curly cues on underneath. So there's those 3. I'm going to grab my glue here. Okay, so we're going to glue these on. I'm going to put one under here. I'm going to put one under this one right here. And then I'm going to just put this long one coming from down here. It's so pretty with the little sunflowers on it. So can you see that? Isn't that cute? I love this pumpkin. It's really pretty. All right, so now let's get on with the card. So for the card, you're going to need a piece that's 5.5 by 9 1/4, 2 pieces to mat, and these, one is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4, and one is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And the designer series paper I'm using for this is the Rustic Harvest. Look how pretty this paper is. I don't even know if I've shown it before, but I love the black and white on one side, but it's so pretty. And look at this one right here. Isn't that a pretty? Wouldn't that be pretty for a scrapbook page? So these are what I'm using for that. And this is actually the opposite side of these leaves right here. All right, so we're going to score it. And we're going to score this on the 9 1/4 inch side, and you're going to score it at 1 1/2 and 5 1/2. And that is it. Okay, so I'm going to use my bone folder, and we are going to fold these. And this is how the card folds. Just like that. You want to do these really sharp so it lays flatter. The piece that I'm putting on here pretty much holds that down really nicely. Sometimes on trifold cards it's a little bit difficult. So this is the piece that we're putting on, and it's going to go right here, but I'm going to mat it first. So I'm going to mat that outside this little piece. And the matting piece, this one's 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Don't worry about all these measurements. They'll be in the inspiration sheet that I post on my blog. And then we're going to do this one as well. Then we're going to put this piece on right here, and you only want to put it on the right side here. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus for this because I want this to stay on really nice. So I'm just doing 2 rows, and this way I can center that. And then we're going to put on our square that we cut, which is this piece right here that's going to go on here. And let me use my wet glue for this part. And then we're going to do our sentiment that we stamped. And I am just gluing these down. You can pop these up if you want as well. I just liked it flat. But you can see how it lays a lot flatter with that bigger piece there. And then we're going to pop up our pumpkin with our dimensionals. I think I'll put 4 of them on here. And then you're going to just put the pumpkin right here in the center. Isn't that cute? And last but not least, I am going to use my pearlized enamel effects in the white. And I'm just adding a couple little dots on it. Now, I always test it off to the side because it comes out really, really fast. So be real gentle when pressing that down. So I'm just doing 3 little ones, and do it the last thing that you're going to do. And I forgot to put my inside piece. The piece for the inside is 4 by 5 1/2 or 5 1/4, 4 by 5 1/4, which I'm going to list these all on my inspiration sheet. All right, so we're going to stamp this one early espresso. I'm going to stamp that there, and I am going to stamp the leaf with the other colors. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to use Pumpkin Pie and Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to just show you a little trick that I do, and it's an old technique. And so I'm going to stamp it first in your lighter color, and then what you want to do is you just go like around the edges with the other color, and then I'm just going to stamp it at the bottom here. So you're going to have like a two-toned, and I went a little crazy with the pumpkin pie on that one. But you can just do the edges, and you get a really pretty leaf like the one I did on the inside of the other card. Let me show you that. As you can see that one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and be very careful about putting this in the inside because I don't want to mess up my little enamel dots I just put on. And this is 3 3/4. I thought I cut it at 4 before, but it's 3 3/4 because this section is a little bit smaller. So we're going to add that. And then we are ready to go. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed it, everyone. If you need any supplies, like I said, you could go to my blog at StampingWithAmore.com. Here's my host code. If you place an order, I'd appreciate you using it. All right, everyone, have a blessed day. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later, everyone. Bye.